Hello guys, this is the second video of the channel. Obviously it's that time of the year again. Who's going to win the Premier League title? Who's going to make the top 4 to qualify for the Champions League? And obviously who is getting relegated, which obviously no team doesn't want to be relegated. But let's just start off the most easiest one, obviously the one that everyone obviously be thinking about. Who is going to win the Premier League title this year? If I'm honestly speaking, I had Man City, before I was making this video, I had Man City number 1. But them only signing Savio, if I remember rightly. And for being honest, with Rodri having tired legs, it's like, obviously with the Euros and how much games he played last year and how Man City, like, obviously depend on him. Because for me, he's Man City's most important player. And other aspects of Arsenal massively improving in terms of the defensive side of things. And if they get Moreno, for example, Moreno is a perfect fit for them because obviously Jorginho and Pai is obviously known for having injury issues and other things like that. And if Arteta gets that deal done, I personally am leaning towards Arsenal winning the league this year. I think it's their time of year to win the league. A 50 is, oh my god, if Man City do that, that is impossible to obviously accomplish. Like, that's unheard of. But I don't think it's delusion to put Arsenal first. And by the way, I'm not going to say Man City is going to be out 10 points behind my Arsenal. No, Man City are Man City. We all know that. I've come up against Man City, my team, Liverpool. And we've been literally second, like 3 times, if I remember rightly, or 4 times. Like, so we know how good Man City are. Man City not to obviously win titles. But I just feel something different happening this year. I'm not an Arsenal fan. I'm a Liverpool fan. I wish I could say it's Liverpool. But I think Liverpool have too much problems right now with how we are. And obviously we're not on the Liverpool bit right now. But I'll get to that. But I think Arsenal are going to win this league this year. I think obviously Arsenal fans will be happy to hear that. Coming from, not just from just not coming from an Arsenal fan, coming from a rival, as you want to call it, or just a Liverpool fan. So obviously, I think Arsenal are going to be the Premier League champions for the first time, I think, since 2004, the Invincible year, if I remember rightly. So yeah, I think Arsenal are going to win the Premier League. Second, Man City, already explained it. Not much happened. I think Man City fan will probably be disappointed with this window, how they've operated and stuff. So I'm going to go with Man City being second. Third, you might have heard this from so many people and other, whatever you want to call them, pundits and all these other things. But I'm going to go with Liverpool being third. And I'll even give my reason why I think Liverpool are going to be third. I think, in general, I think Liverpool have not been brilliant in this transfer market. We've been really bad in terms of not getting a left back, a backup right winger for Mohamed Salah, especially their DM role that we've been crying about. Obviously, we're not happy with Zubamendi. I made a video about it. I wasn't happy about it. Obviously, August 31st is the biggest, probably, time in Liverpool's time in the Premier League because we've got a new manager and you can already see like 4 or 3 of our players like Trent and Salah and Van Dijk, and obviously the contract's expiring and we don't want those players to leave on a free. So obviously Liverpool signed a DM and a left back and a right winger. I could see us challenging for the title, but I could see Arsenal still thinking. And I forgot Arsenal signed Calafuri. Sorry if I'm butchering his name wrong, but he's a high prospect. Same with Arsenal and Moreno. If they obviously they've signed Calafuri already, but if they sign Moreno on top of that, they basically sorted their positions out that they necessarily needed from last season. And I don't see any downgrade from this last season to this season. So that's why I think, obviously going back to the point where Arsenal are going to win the league. But going back to my point to Liverpool is that I'm not delusional. I'm going to say Liverpool is probably even guaranteed in the top 4. But I do see us being the 3rd best team in the league with our squad, especially when we have Van Dijk and Alisson and Trent Alexander-Arnold and Mohamed Salah. So obviously, it's obviously like it's Liverpool. It is Liverpool. Don't get me wrong. And let alone that season when we had like an awkward season. But let's be honest, we were tired legs, and you can already see like that start of the season, like Klopp and all those things were going behind the scenes. So obviously, I think Liverpool are going to finish third this year. I think fourth. Okay, now this is the weird one. I could go with probably 5 teams. I could say West Ham. Aston, probably, I won't say Aston Villa because obviously Champions League. I think Aston Villa are probably getting that second year syndrome. But I personally think West Ham have a chance. I think Man United have a chance, especially with Mazzari and Delay and Xerxes, wherever they've signed. They've signed, obviously, Man United have done some decent signings. Can't lie. I could see Chelsea. Like, I can't lie. I know people are not going to probably like what I'm going to say, or probably being delusional. I'm going to say Chelsea's number 4 on the top 4 list. And the reason why I say put Chelsea number 4, Chelsea are a weird team and Chelsea are a weird club. For some reason, Chelsea are where they're really brilliant when it comes to domestic type of trophies, like League Cups and FA Cups. And I wouldn't be shocked if Chelsea just towards the end of Pochettino in the last months. If I remember, Chelsea in the new year were second in terms of points gained. If I remember, I think Arsenal was number 1 if I remember rightly. So Chelsea were progressing into the right direction. Obviously, again, we don't know how Pochettino was going to do in his next season. Obviously, they sacked him. Torboli sacked him, sort of. Obviously, the board did not probably like what direction they were going. So with the new signings like Nea and all these other things, and if they get Osimhen done, I could see Chelsea being a potential team. And if Nkunku stays fit, Nicholas Jackson improves this season, I could see Chelsea coming in the top 4. Obviously, behind the scenes things, I know Chelsea flicking Football Manager and pro clubs and all these memes are going around about them and stuff spot which player they're gonna sign and all this other things. I know that, but it's just my opinion. Obviously, you don't care to. I was gonna put Tottenham 4th. I could see why Tottenham will go 4th. Man United, I could see Man United going 4th too. But I just don't trust that. I don't think Ten Hag's a brilliant manager, if I'm being honest. I don't think he's a good manager. But we'll have to see, obviously, how Chelsea operate in this window, let alone how they look down the end of the season to me. So now let's talk about the relegation battle or teams that are going down. Which obviously none of our teams want to go down that we support, but let's talk about the relegation ones. It's a weird one. But I know people are going to be shocked by this. But I'll probably say Nottingham Forest, I think, are going down. I don't know what it is. I think Nottingham Forest last season were really, in terms of, were kind of lucky in a sense. I'm not going to lie. I think Nuno is a good... He's okay. He's a decent manager. And he does know how to set things out right. But in terms of... I don't know if he will do well with Nottingham Forest. But personally, I think Nottingham Forest have just one of those. I think it's going to be that season where they get relegated next season. And obviously, on the season after that, we'll have to see if they come back. But my personal choice is Nottingham Forest. I think they're going to get relegated. My second choice is Ipswich Town. I can see them getting relegated too. It's just that I don't know much about Ipswich, and let alone, I'll just be honest, I could see them get relegated again. It's like with Luton. Luton were kind of entertaining to watch. I remember we drew against them. They did well against the big teams like Arsenal, even Man City, and even us. But again, I just don't think Ipswich are one of those when it comes to a long season and how tiring the Premier League is and all these other things and how high intensity the Premier League is. I don't think Ipswich will handle that. So I could see them get relegated. Okay, I'm not saying this because I don't like them. I can't stand Everton, I'll be honest. But I think Everton will get relegated this year. I think they've been riding their luck so much. I know their owners are pieces of shit, so I'm not going to lie, how they've been running that club. But I think Everton are just going to I think it's just this year. I think Everton get relegated, if I'm being honest. I could see it in my head too right now, Everton being relegated. They've got some decent players, they're high experience, like Ashley Young, not Ashley Young, sorry, I think he's actually gone now, Ashley Young, sorry, he's gone. They've got some, decent experience in there. Sean Dyche is actually, in terms of relegation, in terms of obviously having relegation experience with Burnley, I could see him surviving those type of fights, which they did towards the end when they had the points reduction thing. But going back to my point, I think Everton will get relegated this year. I can see it happening in terms of this year. And people are going to be like, what about Leicester? But with Leicester, I don't think Leicester get relegated, if I'm being honest. I think Leicester have got some ballers. They've got some ballers in their team. And I could see Leicester being a team that, back again, obviously when they were in the Premier League for 4 to 5 years, they were kind of a scary team to play against. So obviously, we're going to have to see how Leicester do. Remember, guys, these are just predictions. Obviously, I'm not going to say I'm 100% right. So obviously, that's my predictions done. Now I'll tell you my brother, my sister, and my dad's predictions. I just did this for the fun of it, obviously. So I did my brother's predictions, just for the sake of it, funny, make the video more entertaining. So this is my brother's, my brother is prediction. So he's gone with Man City number 1 as the Premier League champions, of course. Second to basically 5th time if you're lucky to be there. Second is Liverpool. Third is Arsenal, and 4th is West Ham. Pretty thing, yeah. Now my sister, number 1, she's going with Man City. Okay. Second, Arsenal. Third, Manchester United. Okay. 4th, she's a Liverpool fan, just to clarify that, is Liverpool. That's her opinion. I'm gonna have to go with it. Now this is my dad's made me laugh with this one. My dad's gone with Manchester United as the Premier League champions. Second, Liverpool. Third, Manchester City. And 4th, Chelsea Football Club. So guys, you tell me in the comments, who do you think the relegation teams are going to be? Who's going to go down? And obviously, who do you think is going to win the Premier League title? Obviously, you care to disagree with my stuff. Obviously, I did the family thing. Just to, like, remember, guys, these are just predictions. It doesn't have to be too serious. It's just that my predictions in it. So obviously, I'm not going to be 1% right. Hopefully, Liverpool wins the title. I just got to clarify that straight away. I'm going to do a Champions League prediction, but I'll do that in the Champions League when, like I said, when the group stage come out. So hopefully Liverpool get an easy run in and we don't freaking get Real Madrid again, for flick's sake. But anyway, that's pretty much it, guys. Football is back on Friday, Fulham, and I'll do a weekend roundup for it if all the games and stuff. Hopefully Liverpool beat Ipswich Town. Hartwell kickoff, again. So, yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Make sure to hit the like button. Make sure to obviously subscribe, hit the bell notification to get notified, and also remember this: stay active, stay hungry, and God bless.